Trucker Gage back with another video. Oh boy, I just can't understand what goes through the minds of certain people, certain truck drivers, not all. We do have a lot of good truck drivers out there, but they're just a certain few who just fail to adapt and fail to do the right thing, as if it doesn't matter, as if they don't even care. I'm just trying to understand the reasoning behind this. You don't care about your family. You don't care about making it back home to your family. You don't care about other families out there on the highway. I don't know. Some of you guys out there are just totally reckless, careless, and seem like you just don't give a damn. As I stated before, I am 100% for the truckers. However, I am not with stupidity and ignorance. Let's start with this guy. This trailer has absolutely no brakes. You know why? Because look, there's his slack adjuster right here. His slack adjuster is hanging down. Wow. That is totally unacceptable. 100%. This tells me that this driver did not do his pre-trip, or he did his pre-trip, saw it, and just don't give a damn. Because his tires are bald also. Out of the 8 tires that's on the trailer, at least 3 of them are bald. Look at his slack adjuster. If he did his pre-trip, there is no way on earth he could have missed this. Now, for those who don't know what a slack adjuster is, basically the slack adjuster is what helps give you brakes. So get this picture. Inside the cab of the truck, you apply the brake pedal. It traveled through the airlines. The airlines hooked to the brake chamber. The brake chamber has this push rod, comes out the other end, okay? And it applies pressure to the slack adjuster, which rotates on the S-cam, which is located here. So this is supposed to be up here. Whenever it rotates on the S-cam, this is the back end of the S-cam. And why they call it the S-cam? Because it's shaped like an S, okay? On the opposite end of the S-cam, whenever you apply the brakes, it rotates the S-cam, and the high side of the S-cam puts pressure on the rollers. The rollers put pressure on the brake pads, and therefore the brake pads will put pressure on the drum, which gives you the brakes. So this is your drum, this is your brake pads. You can't see the S-cam because it's on the other side, but this is the back side of the S-cam. This is your slack adjuster, which is supposed to be here, and it's down here. Unacceptable. Totally unacceptable. So if this driver was in rain, snow, and he tried to, let's just say he had to hit his brakes really hard, guess what's going to happen? Jackknife. Yes, jackknife. And if you don't know what a jackknife is when the cab, the back of your sleeper, touches the side of the trailer. And yes, it does a lot of damage. So if this driver is empty and he's on a highway in adverse conditions and he hit his brakes, there's an extremely high chance he's going to jackknife. Extremely high. This is the kind of stuff that give truckers a bad name. Stuff just like this. Because if he have an accident after he's drug tested, first thing is going to happen is they're going to do an inspection. They're going to do an investigation. And this is one of the first things they're going to look at, the brakes. They're not going to miss this. However, the driver did, or he didn't, and just didn't, like I said, just didn't give a damn. And when they check that, they're going to see, oh, wow, it's totally just separated. Look at that. And that goes to all truckers. This makes us look bad. This is one of the few things that makes us look bad. Okay, let's move along to this guy. So far, everything seemed to be normal. Driver did his turn, nice turn in the air. And he's going to back into his spot that he picked. Seemed to be doing everything right. The only thing I can probably gig this driver on is I didn't see his flashers. And here's this other guy here, just going to make everybody have a bad day here. We're going to pause the video here and try to gonna stop it about right there. Number one, this guy. He came into this truck stop with his tandem slid all the way back. That is a big no-no. So if you're a new driver out there and you think it's cool to see these tandem slid all the way back like that, don't do it. You're going to get a ticket, first of all. If you're over-the-road driver, you're going state to state, do not go down the highway with your tandem slid all the way back. These tandems are supposed, this point right here is supposed to be at least right here. It's called a 41 mark, okay? So you need to slide these, you need to have these tandems slid forward, okay? You can have them from here all the way up as far as they can go. Just depends on your weight. But they are not supposed to go down the highway with these tandems slid all the way back. This is a 53-foot long trailer. This is a no-no. Now, you may see some drivers go down the highway like this in day cabs, which the authorities don't mess with those guys too much because they know they're going from one point to another, which is like from warehouse to warehouse. They're not going from state to state. This is a big no-no. This is a sleeper truck. And coming through a truck stop, if this wasn't about to happen, he was about to make something else happen by going through this truck stop with these tandems slid all the way back. He was going to hit somebody else's truck and really screw it up. Also, with these tandems slid all the way back, if he's loaded, all the weight is now on the tractor tandems and the steering axle. Everything that's here is here now, all the weight. Remember, 34,000, 34,000, and 12,000. If your weight is so screwed up that you have to have these tandems, you have to go down the highway with the tandem slid all the way back, you need to take this truck back to the shipper and have them to offload it and reload it the correct way, because you can't do this. That is a big no-no. The other thing I saw this driver do wrong is he did not stop until it was at a point of no return. This driver is coming back. He's supposed to yield to this guy. Now, grant, he probably didn't know if he was backing up or not, but if he was to slow down and observe, he's got full view. He has his driver's side, the front windshield, and the passenger side. And if you see this thing moving, common sense would tell you, well, let me see what he's doing. But no, I guess he just wanted to beat him, try to, go around or create an insurance claim or something. I really don't understand that. It just makes no sense. Like I said, the only thing I see this guy doing wrong is he didn't have his flashers on. Or at least I didn't see it. Drivers, put your flashers on whenever you're backing up. Put your flashers on. Put your flashers on. I can't stress it enough. Let everybody know what you're doing here. And the obvious happens. Crunch. Right there. So this driver, he's got his tandem slid in the right place, just a little bit forward of the 41 mark, which is good. He's probably adjusted to where he needs it for his load. And if he's not loaded, that's still a good ride spot. It's not bad. And he's pulling all the way up. And I can kind of tell this may be somewhat of an experienced driver because just the way he made the turn and the way he's backing up. Now, he may have been going just a hair too fast, just a hair, but it tells me that he has skills. He's confident with what he can do. This driver comes along. Because, see, this guy, he can't see on the other side of this truck because he's over here. And look at that. Wow. See, this guy cannot see because this truck is here. He pulled up almost beside this guy, maybe a spot away from him. But he can't see through. So he don't know. He can't see this guy coming around the corner. However, like I said, this guy's got full view. He had all this area to view. He had everything to see. This guy, he was backing. This guy came in on this guy's blind side. So he really couldn't see this guy. This guy was checking out the left side, making sure it was clear in front of him, making sure whenever he's adjusting his turns that he doesn't hit anything with the nose of the truck. And this guy comes flying around, and bam, there you go. No good. There's no excuse. Absolutely no excuse. You know, this tells me that this driver was doing two things wrong. Number one, he's coming in too fast. Number two, he's not watching his mirrors. Drivers, your mirrors tell the story. It's just as important as your windshield. Your mirrors tell the story. Never forget that. Another thing with this, a lot of these companies, and again, a quick disclaimer, I'm not trying to expose any companies or any drivers or anything, but a lot of these trucking companies, they are rushing these new drivers with zero experience through a crash course in truck driving for a week, and they throwing them the keys and saying, okay, let's go make some money. That is a big mistake. Our families are out there on the highway, and to give a new truck driver, and especially in this season, is not a smart thing to do. There's snow, there's ice, there's storms, whiteout conditions. It is not smart to give a brand new driver the keys to a tractor trailer to go out there to do a job in these conditions. And this season is not. I would never start a driver off in this season. Never. It's just not a smart thing to do. God forbid that driver never drove in the snow before. It's just, these trucks operate totally different than cars. Totally different. Now, this is one of these situations where you just, again, drivers, look at this. First of all, let's pause it. First of all, this driver, in my opinion, look at the street, look at the highway, look at this side. He should be over here, taking his time, not following too close, because this distance right here is way too close in this condition. Way too close, because if something happened to this guy, he's going to run right into the back of him, or he's going to go off the side one way or another. And this is where you see the chain reactions. One truck slides into another and another and another, and so on and so forth. This guy should not be passing. What's the hurry? Why are you so much in a hurry? The weather is horrible. It's almost whiteout. There is whiteout conditions. You cannot see anything. It's whiteout conditions. And look at this. You already have pretty much a beaten path here. Okay. He should be over here and at a much greater distance. Okay. Now, yeah, we did see something happen up here where this car pretty much, this truck jackknife up here and kind of created a situation. However, if this guy was in the right spot, see, it could have been really bad right there. And this is one of those situations where you go, oh my goodness, what do I do? This is when your butt cheeks is grabbing the seat, because, and see, this guy's got his brakes on. He's got his brakes on. So at this point, this is where experience kick in. An experienced driver, this is where this kind of stuff kicks in, where you know what to do. In my opinion, this guy should have been behind this guy and at a greater distance. Now, I know you probably say, well, he'd have to swerve too. Yeah, he had to swerve. But when you get two trucks beside one another, and especially in conditions like this, it is not favorable. You do not ride side by side in two big trucks. That is just the most dangerous thing ever, because anything can happen to one truck, which will cause the other truck just as much damage, harm, heartache, problems, an accident. It's just a big no-no. And a lot of drivers, they have the faster trucks, and they come out and they want to ride beside you, or if they're going slow and you're trying to pass and they won't let you pass, now you're just stuck in the left lane. You know, a lot of times when you see that, it's because one driver just don't want to let the other driver pass. And to me, it's like playing a game. It's not a game out here, people. We're trying to make money. We're trying to get back home safe. So if you're one of those drivers who like doing stuff like that, stop. What's the point? Let the driver pass you. In this situation, this is a big no-no. I would not see. He's first, and he's close, extremely close now, because this guy, he did have a signal on. I did see his signal come on. He put his signal on and he whipped it over. Okay? This is the reason why you don't want to pass. Okay? Especially in conditions like this, because anything can happen like it just did. Now, if he had to hit his brakes, he wouldn't have stopped. He would have hit this guy, and chances are this guy would have ran into both of them. It's just a bad situation that could have gotten very worse, way worse, way, way worse. So this scenario right here, I think this driver was in the wrong. He should have backed off of it. He should have been in the right lane. And when this driver got over, he'd have been back far enough he could see what was going on. Even though visibility is extremely low, he would have seen what was going on when this guy got over, and he could have got over too. But there's no need for him to pass, especially if there's no beaten path there. This is all ice and snow, and yeah, he's looking to jackknife. He's looking to have an accident, and this is exactly how the accidents happen. Here's another situation that's driver error. Can we guess what happened here? Yes, the driver forgot to set his brakes. Wow, big, big, big mistake. That would be 100% driver error. Don't be so much in a hurry that you forget to apply your brakes. Whenever you pull the yellow air brake valve, it applies the trailer brakes as well. This, we really can't tell if he has his tandem slid all the way back or not. However, he's not watching his mirrors. Now you got to do paperwork because you're not watching your mirrors. As I said, driver, your mirrors tell the story. And here we have Mr. Jackknife. Well, the only thing I can say for this guy is he was just going too fast for conditions. If it's wet, you're empty, your tires are not good, this is what's going to happen. When you apply your brakes, this is what's going to happen. Slow it down. Slow it down. What's the hurry? There's nothing out there that's more important than your life and the life of others that's out on the highway. There's no load that's more important. Because now this guy, not only did he tear up his tractor, and he's probably got a hole in the side of his trailer, and he just got a ton of paperwork. He's got to pay a big tow bill. If it's his truck. If it's a company truck, then I'm pretty sure he's going to get fired. It just creates a bad, all the way around bad situation. Slow it down. Slow it down. What's the point? This is just plain stupid. This driver, he probably needs to get fired. He probably needs to go to jail. Because he just created a whole horrible situation. I know daggone well he's seen no arms coming down. And he's going to try to beat the train. Look at that. Wow. That is just stupid. There's no way on earth he could not see the flashing lights and that arm coming down. There's just no way. And now he can't make the turn. Now he's stuck. If only he just would have waited. That's all he had to do. It's too late to back up, buddy. They're just plain ignorance. A couple of things in this video. First of all, he made that turn too sharp, which his trailer's going to hit the other one. And the second thing, you see, his tandems are slid all the way up. Not all the way, but it's very close to being all the way up. A few more notches, it would be all the way up. Keep in mind, new drivers, whenever you have these wheels, these tandems, slid all the way up, from here all the way until midpoint here, is going to be tail swing. Okay. Now, yes, this driver should have slowed down because he's seen him turning. And if this is an experienced driver, he will understand whenever this guy is going to make a turn, this is going to stick out. And that's the reason why they had a collision. Because this driver, he failed to slow down. This driver, he already screwed up because he hit the other truck on the other side. As far as his tail swing is concerned, well, that's not really his fault. As far as this guy's concerned, because he was the idiot that kept going, didn't slow down. But he's at fault for hitting the other truck on the other side. He wasn't watching his mirrors. Creates a bad situation all the way around. Sad. See, once again, this is the kind of damage you can do by not watching your mirrors. You see that? Now somebody's got a bad day because you did not want to watch your mirrors. Now, I don't know what happened here in this situation, but just look at the devastation here. Just look at all the stuff, the costly stuff that is created. Look at that. You know, I see this kind of stuff, you know, almost daily, and it's just not good. So I don't know if someone fell asleep. I don't know if someone just had a medical condition or it was mechanical error. I don't know. I don't know. But this does not look good for truckers. God forbid if it is the truck driver's fault. It just does not look good. And see, ladies and gentlemen, this is the kind of stuff we have to go through. And when you're not paying attention, when you're not driving safe, this is the kind of stuff that happens. You can hear the crashes. Way too fast for conditions. Truck after truck after truck. Way too fast for conditions. You can't see why you're driving so fast. Why? Why? Nowhere to go. Yet you put a new driver out here, no experience whatsoever, and this is the kind of thing you can expect. Here we got a situation where a driver is going too fast. Way too fast. Way too fast. I don't understand it. These are the questions that I try to answer, but a lot of them I don't have the answer to because it just makes absolutely no sense to me. You will put yourself at jeopardy as well as others. Now tell me, how bad does that look on the truckers? Extremely bad. In this situation, there's just no excuse. No excuse. You want to be first in line. You want to be ahead of everybody. And I think we're going to end with this one. Boy, if I could understand this one. You know, I just don't know. Ladies and gentlemen, I could not tell you. I just could not tell you. So this guy is obviously pissed off at the shipper or the receiver. Maybe he caught his girlfriend cheating on him, or if it's a female. I don't know. I don't know what it is, but this guy is obviously on drugs. I don't know what makes somebody do something like this. Look at that. Wow. I just can't understand it. Can't understand it. Well, you guys be safe out there. If the videos that I showed you here somehow scared you or made you frightened, or if it's funny to you, I don't know. Hopefully it did scare you. Hopefully it scared you enough to realize that you need to take your job serious, because this is a very serious, serious job. You have to take it serious, because if you don't, you will very easily be at fault for causing someone, if not yourself, their lives. You guys take it easy out there. God bless.